Hi guys, Terry here. Today in my A to Z Craftroom organization tips, I want to talk about the letter U. And I thought a good one for this one would be useful tools. So I think I want to show you the stuff that I have in my immediate area where I craft and show you just kind of all those goodies. So for example, one of them is my tool bag, and I've had several of you ask about this bag. I got it years ago. I had a larger tote, and what I found was I just really like this small little tote. So I'll continue to look for links to this product if I can find it. It's pretty handy. On the bottom here I've got there's a little drawer in the bottom of it, and I've got like extra blades in there. I found I was forgetting they were in there, so I wrote blades on the side here. But yeah, it's got all kinds of handy tools. Pencil sharpener. I've got Band-Aids. I got this years ago. I think one of my original crops that I went to for Creative Memories. This holds Band-Aids. You'd be surprised how handy it is to have Band-Aids when you've got all these sharp scissors and pokey objects. So, love the scissors. I have a pack of fine liner pens, tweezers. This is a handy little gadget. This I found at a garage sale. It's just a nice little crimper, and it's small and tiny, and it fits right in this side pocket here. I've got a sand eraser. Nice for getting ink off of cardstock if you get it in the wrong spot. Thumb drive. You never know when you need a thumb drive. Pens, water brushes. This was a handy class that I took early on. This was a card class that I took, and she had just the great idea of having this as a cushiony pad. You can also stamp on it, but it's got this giant thumbtack, and it is so handy for making a quick hole in something when you need to poke through a bread or feed a ribbon through something. So this has been very valuable. I've got a really small mini little brayer. Some little tools like this. I've got more artist tools in with my paints, but this has come in handy along with the Cricut spatula. Those two both come in handy. I got a fingernail file for sanding stuff and for you know, when you've got a fingernail problem. Here's some nail clippers too. This erases glue. I've got 3 different sizes of hole punches. I've got this little cutter that cuts the dies apart. Scissors, ruler, bone folder. This is the blade that goes, it's an X-Acto knife, and it goes with these rulers that are used for trimming around your photos. So, love that. Love that the blade retracts on this guy. Popsicle stick for rubbing on rub-ons. I think that's about it. I've got I found that gel pens never worked for me, so I've got these acrylic paint brushes, and these work good. I've got, I think I have them in 3 different sizes, so that's handy for writing, if you want to write white on like black cardstock. I've got this oldie but a goodie. Do you remember this? This was the red eye reduction. Used to be we'd get our photographs and they would have red splotches on the eyes. You could tap this on your photograph and it would take away the redness of the eyes. Had that a long time. I've got one of these. I rarely use it. This is one of those little sticks that picks up sequins. It's nice and sticky. It's got a big end and a small end. That one I rarely use. Should put it near my sequins. This one is a blender brush. It just helps blend out colored pencil. So that's handy. And then I think I always carry a Sharpie. It's always handy for labeling or touching up something. This is handy. This is one of those pokey tools. You could use this instead of having the little thumbtack. This is handy also for poking holes. A lot of times I've used it for unsticking liquid glue. A thing of Post-its, because you always think of something you want to remember at the crops. Some paint brushes. This little guy is for making those little flowers. Like if you want to roll the cardstock, and then it just kind of crinkles up the cardstock so that it makes it have like a 3D effect. This is a creative memory tool too. This is used for prying up stuff off your page or for putting something in place. So very useful tool. I've used that for years. And I think that's it. I've got a regular eraser. I've got these little floss. I think the kids used these when they had braces. But these little floss things are handy when you want to feed ribbon through something. So I just keep those in the case they came in. So like I said, I will try and find this tool kit. I guess something else I want to show you is kind of what I keep in the drawers near my desk, because that's where I keep really useful stuff too. So let me reposition the camera. So I've got two desks here in the room. I have a sewing table too, but mainly I craft at these two tables. This one over here by the long window I've got as my main craft area. And then over here my table is set up with my Cricut and my brother's Scan and Cut and my computer. But most of my crafting happens over at this side table here. And in these drawers here is where I keep all my main tools. So I have foam adhesives and tape runner and stapler. And then I've got my glue close at hand. And then over here I've got tools such as my score pal, my inks. This is a lot of stuff for card making, my Misty, chamois, embossing powder, tapes, stuff like that. So those are the main useful things that I have. I try not to have a lot of stuff on my desk. I've got little odds and ends there, but really I try to keep the desk clear. I just don't want to look at the clutter, and it also gives me the whole desk space to be able to craft. So I hope this helps. Today's was useful tools, and I will be back tomorrow, so be sure to subscribe so that you get the rest of the series. And go back and start at the beginning if you haven't seen the whole A to Z. I'll have a link on my website that has a summary of all the short videos of how to organize different items in your craft room. So thanks everyone. I appreciate you watching.